What it do, YouTube? It's your boy MachineZo MachZody MachineZo, and we is coming back with another react. This time we got the goddamn Thrax pack in the air. Is it gas or what? You feel what I'm saying? And we is reacting to the chili scares. We got 5 of the most disturbing caving videos. We going to the disturbing end tonight. We on the creepy side. We getting spooky. And we hit the gas one time. You want to hit it? Before I hit it, big backwood. All right, cool. Cool thing about caves. Let me give you a fun fact about caves before we tap into the video. Fun thing about caves is you don't have to go into the motherfuckers. You'll never ever in life catch me in a cave. Oh, that shit look cool. I might take a picture of it. But as far as explorations and little holes that I can't fit in, or I'm gonna try to fit in, I'm cool, gang.
2019, YouTuber Connor Kelly posted a video of him exploring an abandoned McCoy gold mine in the Nevada desert.
Like shit like that.
However,
like,
what was supposed to...
That shit look hard. But me trying to get to that motherfucker, I'm cool, bruh. Like, if it just look like I'm about to die, if I'm gonna slip and fall to eternity, I'm good on it.
Nothing more than a fun adventure with his family quickly turned into a disturbing experience. One that would likely stay with the group for the rest of their lives.
They brought kids to this shit. I don't agree with that. Legit like 10 years old, 11 years old. Rock fall on them, now what?
The exploration of this mine started off quite normal, with the group staying silent to avoid causing an accidental cave-in, as seen by the text they put on screen. However, after about a minute and a half of treading deeper into the mine, Connor noticed something strangely reflective on the path ahead.
Something reflective? Do you see that? Oh! Either that's eyes, or that's somebody's shoes. You better hope that ain't no animal eyes.
I'm trying to
check it out. Load the fire. Oh hell no. Yeah, we good. We got the footage we need. This is good content.
Okay, wait, don't move.
Motherfucker shoe collector.
What they found reflecting back at them was a shoe, amongst many more, in a massive pile with random bones.
Oh, these are all white people.
Throughout.
I can tell you that right now. There ain't no Jordan, ain't no Sauce, ain't even no Asics in this motherfucker. Boy, it's all Payless. Oh my god, this drip.
Actually, there's quite a few bones in this.
What made this pile even more odd was the sheer variety of shoes on display. Many of them were clearly very modern, while some were models that were released over 30 years ago.
Bones in the middle?
How could such a random assortment of shoes and...
Bruh, how is we fucking hiking in dress shoes, bro? Nigga had suits on. I probably see some Skechers. I see some dress shoes. I see some weak. These shits is weak. These is 1970, 80 ass shoes.
In an abandoned gold mine in the middle of nowhere. Things took an even darker turn when the group ventured further into the cave and found a bunch of bones, including a relatively intact spine.
Niggas out here playing Mortal Kombat, those bitches. This is a Mortal Kombat map. Bro, they found a whole spine on the ground.
This is water flow.
Bro, that's a whole, what the fuck? They had an ass on it and everything. What the fuck? Oh, hell no.
By this point, the group was growing increasingly unsettled by these disturbing discoveries, prompting them to leave the cave as quickly as possible.
Get up out of here.
And that's where the original video ends, without any explanation or resolution. Connor didn't provide any more information in the video's description or in the comments.
Don't need none.
He posted 4 more videos after this, but none of these videos included any updates on the disturbing encounter either. So, what's going on here? One of the...
Connor ain't capitalized on that shit, bruh. You should have capped on that shit, bro. Should have did an interview. Should have went on a whole world tour about this motherfucking cave with all these shoes. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. You probably would have dug into some shit you ain't want to.
Things that comes to mind is that this mine was the collection spot for a serial killer.
Time out, gang.
This would explain both the shoes and the bones. A top comment on the video also backs this theory, stating, If you ever listen to the Missing 411 videos, you know shoes are a major component of missing or abducted people. This sent chills down my spine. Which is true. A statistical analysis of the Missing 411 data shows that over 15% of the cases involve absent shoes. However, this theory isn't entirely likely. For starters, I couldn't find any news reports regarding this mysterious pile of shoes, which is odd since judging from the number of shoes, this supposed killer would have had hundreds of victims. If this
that boy was catching body for body. You don't wanna go body for body with him, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This nigga killed off a whole goddamn church, ain't it?
Had such a violent history, it probably wouldn't go unnoticed by the media. More importantly, many people on the internet agree that the bones in the video—
read all these. Clickbait, I wear kid shoes, and those are not all kid shoes, not human bones either. Move along and see here. Okay, W opinion. These are not human bones. We freeze frame and other clues, and you can easily see some of them are easily fabrications. These shoes are also quite obviously recently placed in that pile. There's no dust settled on them, no little bit of shoes leather. So honestly, it seems like a spot that's easy to commute to, and like I said, niggas is being weird, motherfuckers shooting they cam and shit. But love how most of the comments are making fun of the guy's remark about not talking because of falling rocks instead of the possibility that there is someone out there dumping shoes, kids, teenagers' shoes in a remote location, even if the bones are not human, which I'm pretty sure they're not. Find it disturbing that both the shoes and the lack of concern. Don't blame you, brother.
Not human. The group in the video reaches the same conclusion when looking at the bones for the first time.
No, it looks like a cow or
Shit, crazy.
way too big for a human.
How the hell you get this type of bone,
Put
bro?
simply, the odds of this being a serial killer trophy cave are very low. But given the animal bones scattered throughout the area, it's possible it was the feeding spot of a predator like a mountain lion. Though, while that might explain the bones, it offers no clues about the pile of shoes. One theory I haven't seen anyone else bring up is that the shoes might have ended up there because of flooding. You see, the McCoy mine where the video was filmed is located in Lander County, and from what I can find, that area is quite prone to flooding. So it's entirely possible that someone dumped their sneaker collection in the middle of nowhere to get rid of it, only for it to be carried in the abandoned mine with rainwater. A mountain lion could have moved in later, which would explain the bones. The only proof I have of this theory is that the ground in the deepest part of the mine is extremely wet and has water flow marks leading into it. Other than that, it's pure speculation. That said, another potential explanation for both the bones and the shoes is that Connor placed them there himself in hopes of creating a viral video. People on the internet have pointed—
Nah, I think it's the flooding issue. That just look like water washed all that bullshit up. Cause these is all bullshit kicks you throw away.
out that the bones in the video are a bit too clean for something left in a muddy cave by a predator. Some have also claimed that a few of the bones look like they're
These are not human bones with free. We read his
organic fabrications. Another inconsistency in Connor—
Next story.
Action Adventure Twins is a YouTube channel run by brothers James and Edward. The duo has been exploring dangerous and crammed caves since early 2020. Yet, despite their combined experience, one of them almost lost his life back in 2022. In January of that year, the two decided to explore the popular Petty John's Cave in Georgia. They had already explored parts of this maze-like cave multiple times before, and had even found an underground waterfall during one of their expeditions. Put simply—
Okay, you did it once, bruh. You got the footage, bruh. You probably could have died during that time. I don't understand. This shit got ropes in it.
Yeah, they were pretty confident in their ability to navigate through this cave. But unlike their previous ventures, this time they were going to tackle one of the hardest sections, the aptly named Nervous Breakdown, referring to how cavers feel when going through it. Things started off just as expected, with the pair going through the narrow and claustrophobic entrance to reach the first open area of the Petty John's Cave.
Where you going, bro? You going nowhere. You going further nowhere in the earth. Yeah, I'm cool. Cause how you getting back out of that?
Whoa, entrance room.
They just made it to the
However,
entrance.
it didn't take long for the cave to begin closing back again, forcing the two to squeeze through tiny passageways. But that was only the beginning. After about 25 minutes of crawling through increasingly tighter spaces, they—
Bro can't even stand up. Look at this, bro. You climb through this, gang. I ain't got no sympathy for you, bro. You one talented motherfucker. That's all I can say.
The first big obstacle, a muddy room with a narrow and steep hole in the middle. They had to carefully walk around this hole to progress. A single slip meant falling into the narrow hole and possibly getting injured.
Done for.
And given the lack of safe footing around the hole, it would have been near impossible for the other person to pull them out. After successfully navigating around this obstacle, they finally arrived at the entrance to Nervous Breakdown. Unfortunately for them, things weren't looking good. The area surrounding this entrance had collapsed some time ago, making it very difficult to figure out the path ahead. After looking around for a bit, Edward eventually found the real entrance and was excited to go in. He genuinely couldn't wait to find out what was down there and began his descent, leaving it.
Boy, genuinely couldn't wait to die, ain't it? Like, I don't understand this thing. You don't gotta do this, bro. I hope you got the footage you needed to out of
behind
this.
In case something bad happened. What he didn't realize was that this was about to be one of the worst decisions he'd ever make. Because after descending for a few minutes, Edward called for his brother, only to be met with complete silence.
I found a rope.
Ooh. Heart drop. Heart drop. Nigga, if you don't respond in one more second, bro, we got there panicking.
Uh-oh.
In other words, Edward was now lost in an unknown section of the cave without any means of contacting his brother. At first, he tried to stay calm and continued his descent, hoping to find James before long. However, after staying separated for over 30 minutes, the realization set in. He knew panic was the fastest way to make a bad situation worse, but at this point, he couldn't help but feel a growing sense of unease.
Boy, you ain't got no choice, bro. You in a little ass hole, and you can't hear your partner.
James! James! It's been like 30 minutes since I last saw him. I don't even know where I'm at. I tried to go back to the last place I saw him, and everything just looks the same.
Oh boy.
It's just a jumbo maze.
Yeah, you fucked, buddy.
We should have never split up.
Duh.
After calling out to James many times with no luck, he decided to retrace his steps and find the way back. Unfortunately, he had underestimated the difficulty of the maze he was about to enter. Every direction looked the same. The narrow passages and jagged walls made it impossible to tell where he had come from.
You need to mark
to top it all off, his situation was getting worse with each step he took. If he went the wrong way, he could easily wedge himself into a passage too tight to escape, or worse, plunge into a hidden drop-off. This is the true horror of caving. Even if he didn't injure himself, he could have just as easily wandered around aimlessly until his body gave way into exhaustion, leaving him lifeless in a cold, rocky crevice. The footage of him excitedly dropping into the Nervous Breakdown entrance would have ended with the camera recording his descent into confusion, fear, and eventually silence. Fortunately, that wasn't the end of his story. After going in loops for a while, Edward spotted a single piece of tape he saw on his way down.
Oh.
Shout out to the tape.
The tape, yeah. Okay, this tape looks familiar. Oh, yeah. This has got to be the way.
That was somebody else, too, bro. Somebody else saved your life.
I'm getting close.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's some man-made shit.
Still nothing.
This unexpected clue turned out to be exactly what he needed. It helped him regain his bearings and finally head in the right direction. Finally, he heard the best sound he could have heard in that moment.
James!
Yo.
Oh. You're over here?
Relief.
Oh. Dude.
Yo, I just got lost. Hell yeah.
This place is a maze, man.
Oh, hey, I see your light.
Dude. I thought we were never gonna see each other. Dude, I know.
Oh. The two stayed together for the rest of the expedition and made it out alive without any major injuries. They're still exploring caves on YouTube, but now with a lot more caution.
Hell yeah, I do that shit a lot more cautious.
In January of 2014, a group of cave explorers decided to conquer the Lost John's Cave in Lancashire, England.
Last decade.
It's a vast cave network that spans a length of nearly 3 miles, or 4.8 kilometers. The known deepest section of this cave also goes down a staggering 690 feet, or 211 meters. Most members of this group had been spelunking.
What you trying to touch hell? What you want to meet the devil? Why would you go that deep far in the earth?
For years, and like most other cave explorers, were quite confident in their skills. They had also done their research and mapped out their route in advance. But the truth about caving is when things go wrong, no amount of planning can save you. Even the most experienced and well-prepared explorers can find themselves...
Because the most experienced, guess what they are? They're still human. The most experienced cavers are still human.
In terrifying situations, which is exactly what happened to one of the members of this group, named Bob Johnson. The expedition was going quite smoothly in the beginning, with the group using the equipment they brought with them to continue safely. That is,
Bob
until
Johnson.
they reached a section of the cave called the Tube. It was an unusually narrow section that required the cavers to crawl on their stomach. And to make matters worse, it was also partially submerged in water, making it difficult to both see and breathe. Despite these harsh conditions, the group decided to move ahead. The slimmest...
Yeah, you lost me at the water part. I'm not getting on my stomach in no nasty ass swamp cave water.
Member of the group went first and successfully made it to the other side without much trouble. The next person, however, wasn't as fortunate. This was Bob Johnson, the man we mentioned earlier. His crawl through the tube wasn't off to a good start, as he was already having issues with the comparatively wider sections of the passage.
And it's slippery too.
He then somehow managed to reach the tightest part of this treacherous section, but that's where his luck ran out.
He's stressing me out! Oh my god! Oh mama, you is fucked, boy. Yeah, you stuck, dickhead.
He was completely stuck from the waist down, and any attempt to free himself only made the situation worse.
Boy got a brick of hip.
Now, being stuck in a narrow cave like this is extremely stressful on its own. The walls close in on you, and every movement feels like it's pushing you further into the tight space. Panic sets in as you realize just how little room...
Look at you, bro. You in a bad way. Goddamn, how your head shaped the same as the cave, and the water just filling up, bro. You ain't making it no better. Your ass like a clogged drain pipe right now. Looking crazy. Looking sad. God help him. He wanted this though.
Have to maneuver, and with each failed attempt to free yourself, the fear intensifies. But as if the confined space wasn't enough to make his heart race, Bob now had to contend with something far more terrifying: the rapidly flowing water. Water makes any caving venture 10 times worse. In a dry cave, even if you're stuck, you still have time to think and plan your escape. But when water starts to rise, the situation shifts from bad to life-threatening. The feeling of water creeping up around you in an already claustrophobic space is a nightmare on its own. The real danger with water, however, is that you have mere minutes before drowning becomes a very real possibility. Bob knew this possibility all too well. He gave his all to free himself. Unfortunately, the water was quickly filling up his suit, making it even more difficult to squeeze through. But when the situation seemed hopeless, one of the members had an idea that ended up saving Bob's life. Instead of pushing forward, the members behind him tried pulling him back, and it worked.
If you can't fit going forward, bro, why keep trying to go forward, dickhead? Literally.
Bob was finally free, though his...
So how long did it take for you to get out? When I was in high school, we used to get to some caves, southern Illinois, for our geology class field trip. I look back at it now and would think my school must have been crazy to let us get into some places. They definitely was crazy, big bro. I ain't never, ever, ever in life had to take a motherfucking geology class and go to a cave.
Troubles weren't over.
I'm sorry.
He later revealed in a comment that him and the 2 members who pulled him back had crawled for another 3 hours to get out of the cave from a different exit.
Boy, you about to die, bro. They just put their life on the line, bro. 3 whole fucking hours. That's like 5, 6 2K games. Fuck is they doing?
This incident also left him traumatized to the point where you can't even watch this video without becoming anxious. From what I can find, he scaled back on caving and picked up a much safer hobby in cycling, and now appears to be doing just fine.
I mean, 143, we could, alright, yeah, he doing alright. Shout out to him.
On the 7th of September 2024, the Action Adventure Twins YouTube channel posted a video exploring a mysterious cave someone found on their property. This is the same channel we talked about earlier, where the two brothers got separated and almost lost their lives in the maze-like cave. They've learned their lessons since and approached this one with far more caution. But with an entrance as life-threatening as this one, even the best precautions could have proven to not be enough.
Oh, hell no.
Alright, so the guy dropped us off halfway up the hill, and he doesn't know anybody who's been down this thing, but we are at the cave. He says he threw a rope down it with a rock and it was 200 feet deep before it stopped.
Damn.
So we got this stick here. We're gonna see if our rope reaches.
200 feet?
It's still, oh, you were right, it kept going.
This alone is enough to terrify most people, with one person stating, "This channel has given me a new fear about walking in the woods. The fact that you could just slip and fall down a hole like that is insane. Now anytime I go anywhere, I wonder how many massive voids are right below my feet that I could fall into at any moment." But that
if I ain't gotta be there, I won't be there. You know what I'm saying? Light wooded area, you feel what I'm saying? That's cool. Deep in the forest? Oh no, nigga, you're not gonna catch me. You feel me? You might catch me in my Ralphie deep in the forest, or like in the right at this end, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn, you might fight off a little coyote.
Edward and James. They quickly secured their
Fighting
rope
off
to a
bears
nearby
and
tree
shit?
and began
Nah,
descending
that
into
ain't
the
me.
steep cave. What
Mountain
they found
lions and
inside was
fucking-
nothing short of breathtaking. That tiny
This shit
opening
making me
gave way
feel
to a
weird.
vast chasm.
Oh, wow.
This boy got a coliseum under his
This is a
house.
big one, man.
However, before they could fully take in the beauty of the cavern, things took a dark turn. Just seconds into the cave, the two discovered what looked like human remains scattered throughout.
That's comforting. Human bones, huh?
Oh man.
Dude, look behind you. There's like
Yeah,
a little
nigga, dropped.
shrine of them. There's like, oh, that's a cranium.
Damn.
Dude, is
Crack
that a
his
human?
head dropping down.
Nah, I don't know.
He palmed this man old head. He palmed this man fossil. He got gloves on though, but damn, it looked like they said that's a 200-foot drop. So that's like jumping off a fucking downtown building. And shit, dropping down a downtown building, you gonna fall on one of them rocks. I'm sure people just fell into that hole. That's even
Crazy
crazy.
round.
Yeah, that looks human, man.
This is
That
wild.
doesn't necessarily make, I don't know.
That's
I'm
like
not a bone
yeah,
expert.
somebody put that
From
shit
there, they
together.
continued exploring the cave as it kept getting bigger the further they went into it.
Sheesh.
They also discovered old caving equipment like ropes and harnesses already secured to the walls, a detail that only deepened the mystery surrounding the bones they had found earlier.
Somebody was doing
If they
studies
did
down
belong
that
to a
bitch.
person, as the two suspected, it was possible they belonged to a previous explorer. This explorer likely had an accident and died in the cave without ever making it out.
Sheesh.
On their way in, they did find scattered bones right below the entrance. These were likely the remains of people who accidentally fell into the otherwise unassuming hole.
Yep.
However, the bones they found further inside were too far from the entrance to have belonged to someone who simply fell in. It's also possible that these remains belonged to the victim of a deranged killer. Someone who either had ended a person's life within the cave, or maybe threw the person into the hole and later dragged their body further into the cave. Some people, however, weren't convinced and accused the brothers of faking the whole thing.
Fake, you don't give in, guys. YouTuber rig stuff, blah blah blah. So pretty fake clickbait, old video. All videos are so badly fake. Tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think this shit fake? I think it's real, bro. Ain't nobody just hopping in no fucking cave like that. It's
Especially
a real
since
hole.
the way Edward and James handled some of
It's a
these
real
remains
skull.
felt a bit too casual. That said, while
I
YouTubers
think
faking
they've
these
been in
finds
there
to get a
before.
viral video isn't uncommon, this one turned out to be true. The video received several comments from experts confirming that these remains were indeed real and human, with
Fact.
one such person writing, "My girlfriend and I are watching from Canada. We're both paramedics. Definitely a human femur and a human cranium."
Wow.
But this raised an even bigger question.
Cranium.
When did the owner of these bones pass?
Motherfucker cranium just sitting there. Yeah, they put it all together, bro, because it was just chilling like shit was just chilling. All nigga ain't gonna die and just rot away like that. Too many comments to read. I'm sorry, but pause it if you want to read the comment a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Take a little break, and we back.
If they disappeared into the cave in the last few decades, this discovery could end up cracking an unsolved case. I ended up contacting the action-adventure twins to see what they had to say or if they had made any police reports afterwards. We ended up contacting the authorities about the bones. They were determined to be human and were apparently a Native American that either slipped and fell into the pit cave or was thrown in there after death and are 2,000 years old.
2,000 years old? I don't even know how old gang would be right now. But fell into that hole goddamn catching bodies since goddamn the 1800s, ain't
This
it?
did rule out the possibility that these bones belonged to someone more recent. The despair of
Ooh,
whoever ended up in that cave
spider?
alone 2,000 years ago
cool,
is
off
just
of
as
that.
impossible to ignore.
Spiders and
They likely
snakes.
fell into the cave, somehow survived the
That
fall,
bitch deep.
and ended up starving to death while looking for a way
I'm
out.
talking about you. Boop, 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 boop. You gonna hit some shit, bro. That ain't
On
no
October
fool.
28, 2004, 50-year-old Australian airline pilot and scuba diver David John Shaw broke the world record for the deepest successful dive in history.
What?
He achieved this by reaching a depth of 270 meters in Bushman's Hole, one of the deepest freshwater caves in the world.
Ooh, that water
The
do
sole
look good.
purpose of this dive was to break the record. However, when he reached the bottom, he found something that stopped him in his tracks. He found the body of Dion Dreyer, a 20-year-old scuba diver who died in that cave 10 years ago.
Damn.
Since humans start sinking after a certain depth, Dion's body never floated back to the surface.
Damn.
Given the extreme difficulty and danger of diving this deep, any plans to retrieve his body were also canceled at the time of his death.
Damn.
However, a plaque in his name was installed near the diving point of Bushman's Hole, which is how Dave knew what he was looking at. After staring at the body in shock for a few seconds, Dave immediately got closer and tried to retrieve Dion. Unfortunately, after a decade in the water, his tanks were firmly stuck in the mud. More importantly, Dave had already spent too much time at that
This is
depth.
very disturbing. That boy dead as hell, 10-year-old dead ass man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm leaving you where you at, gang. You haunted.
Any longer would have been fatal. So he decided to tie a line to Dion's body and return to the surface with the newfound information.
Wasn't very steep, and when I saw the body over on
This nigga broke a record and
I
just
thought,
dropped
oh,
some
that's the
shit.
end of going deep. So just tied my line to it, and by then I was, well, we won't discuss that. So I just left my line.
The news of Dion's body being discovered spread quickly, eventually culminating in Dave talking to his parents and promising to retrieve it.
Shout out to
After a
him.
couple months of preparation, the next dive was scheduled for January 8th, 2005. Unfortunately, Dave's heroic attempt to bring closure to Dion's parents ended in a catastrophe far worse than anyone could have imagined. Cave diving, aka underwater cave exploration, is far more dangerous than regular
Oh my god. Please don't tell me what I think they about to tell me. Drop a comment like below, goddamn. You tell me what you think about to happen, cause I feel like I know what's about to. Bruh just should have left it at that, bruh.
The divers have to manage their oxygen levels at all times, avoid often sharp rock formations, and explore the cave system in a far darker environment
This some
because even the
top-tier
brightest
footage, 'cause
flashlights
I
aren't
am
as
never,
effective
ever,
underwater,
ever going
all while
down
making sure they don't get lost. Add in the immense pressure of 270 meters of water above, it
can
becomes
feel
an
the pressure
almost
just-
insurmountable challenge, one that only a handful of
Shit
people
like
on the planet
walls
are capable of
closing in on
overcoming.
you.
So
And you can't
everything needed to be
goddamn-
perfect for Dave's operation
Your
to
ass
succeed.
goddamn stuck.
He worked with police divers, the defense force, and the medics to ensure everything went smoothly, and they planned the dive second by second. According to the plan, Dave would use
Police force, medics, parents, support, community, and your ass still died, boy. Fuck is you doing? Let that man rest in peace. He been resting in peace down there for 10 years, gang. Yeah, you seen
he
him.
tied
That
earlier
was his
to reach
ghost
Dion's
letting you
body.
know, nigga.
After cutting it loose and putting it in a special
Letting your
body bag,
stupid
he
ass
would
know,
begin his
nigga. Come
descent.
back down here. You
This
gonna join
descent
me,
would have
fuck,
taken
nigga.
around 12
I'm
hours
sorry.
to avoid decompression sickness. So instead of holding on to Dion's body the entire time, Dave would
RP.
pass it along to his longtime friend Don Shirley at 220 meters. Don would then hand it over to
Okay, he
support
ain't died
divers
yet.
located at
I'm just
various
killing off
depths
niggas.
and keep checking on Dave for any issues. Sadly, this is not how it went. An hour and a half after the dive began, the surface crew received an ominous message from the support divers, claiming that they hadn't seen any activity from Dave or Don.
That's like the worst thing you could do, man. Why they just ain't let gang rest in peace? They just would have been cool with that. I would have been cool with that. The whole parents on the news, we cool with that. But promising them that you're gonna go back down there, you did that, bruh. He told you to come back down there so he
another
could kill
message
you.
reached the surface.
So he could smoke
This
you.
one was from Don, stating that he's seeing Dave in the distance and he's not moving.
Don's okay.
Don's okay.
Dave's not coming.
While this message was making its way to the surface, Don tried to reach Dave himself. He exceeded his target depth, which resulted in his rebreather controller imploding. This also led to him suffering from oxygen poisoning and vomiting while 220 meters under the water. Fortunately, he managed to keep hold of the line and was eventually pulled out of the water still breathing. Dave, however, didn't make it. But when rescue teams pulled out his body, they made a shocking discovery. Dion's body was attached to the recovery line as well. Following the recovery, investigators looked at the footage captured by the waterproof camera mounted on Dave's head. This is what they saw. Though I should mention, I couldn't find the raw footage from that camera. The only clip of it online is narrated by Don himself, Dave's best friend who we just talked about, who almost died trying to save his life. The footage shows Dave moving alongside the line to find Dion's body, and then trying to put it in the bag. Unfortunately, this is where the plan started falling apart. Dion's body was unexpectedly loose from the mud and was moving around uncontrollably. Dave tried to complete his mission despite this, only to end up getting tangled in the line.
Come with me. Come
This
with
line
me.
is just getting everywhere because this body is floating. It's not stuck. Everything's moving.
Yeah, he did as hell down
Light
there.
gets caught on the line there. Move it out of the way. Still got a nice bright light.
All this effort caused him to neglect his gauges, resulting in Dave feeling the effects of nitrogen narcosis, which include poor judgment, trouble concentrating.
This what Kanye dealing with right now, probably fucking hitting nitrous on his own. This what, look, poor judgment, memory loss. Shit, he was feeling good at least, but he was disoriented and feeling good. That's what euphoria is. He was feeling great, feeling good about himself. Goddamn losing the functions in his muscles and goddamn just hallucinating, goddamn starting to see shit. Yeah, he was fucked up.
Reduced muscle and nerve function. Put simply, he lost everything he needed to survive at that depth.
Damn.
He tried to cut the tangled line, but the lack of coordination made it near impossible.
Facts.
As he was struggling to stay conscious, the last thing he saw was the terrifying view of Dion's lifeless face mask staring back at him. Shortly after this, Dave passed away. The only silver lining was that the tangled line kept Dion's body close to Dave, allowing him to successfully complete his mission by recovering the body, only at the cost of his own life.
Shout out to you, Dave. You did 2 for 1, bro. You had to make the sacrifice, and you promised shit. Ain't no telling what he was dealing with in his real life, but shit, he made a promise and he succeeded that promise, bro. You can only salute a real man like that. But I am not going scuba diving. I broke the record on these niggas, and that's how we keeping it. But shit, salute to you, bro. You a good dude, cause you broke the record and seen your mans down there and scooped the mans up for your life. But shit, a lot of crazy stuff happened. A lot of disturbing shit happened. We got spooky with them. Y'all got to hit the thornky with me. The Thrax guys. You feel what I'm saying? But W video. I fuck with it. Chillin' Scares. Subscribe to them. Chill Life of Zoe. Subscribe to me. You feel what I'm saying? And we gonna be back with another video. You see what I'm saying? We grinding. We ain't even changing fits. We in the woods with it today. You know what I'm saying? We might do body cam one day. But shit, whatever, bro. We react to everything, bro. We ain't subjected to nothing. But salute. Y'all have a good one. We is out. Appreciate y'all.